Tati Arias is a psychologist who began activities and volunteer work 15 years ago in Colombia. Her work has a significant effect in different communities. For this reason, in 2015, the President of Colombia gave her recognition for her leadership and commitment with the causes she's advocated for. My greatest dream is to help women heads of households who I met while traveling around El Valle del Cauca. Many of these women suffer physical and psychological abuse. By getting closer to them, I realized that creating a place where they can start a thorough process to help them heal and recover their self-esteem is an urgent need. For this process, it's necessary to give them tools to become economically independent through a dignified job. In our textile factory, where we will make clothes to be sold nationwide, we also want to take care of all these needs and give the women the opportunity to have their children near them and learn different arts and other skills. Along the way, Tati met a wonderful person who has been dedicated for over 10 years at the textile industry. He has worked with important and recognized people in his field. He was raised by a hard-working dressmaker whom, with her hard work, gave his son the opportunity to study and position himself in the textile industry. His creativity as a designer and entrepreneur gives him the ability to recognize opportunities where problems exist. He recognizes that the main enemy of the planet, plastic, can be turned into thread, with which he can make all kinds of new clothes, transforming a polluting waste into garment made with ethical and ecological awareness. Tati and him joined forces and talents to create the mega project with ecological, social, and psychological impact, which is called the Love and Smiles Factory.
Did you know that this shirt was made from these plastic bottles that were in the trash? That's right. Plastic bottles can be transformed into polyester fiber, which is molded into the threads and woven to become fabric. Currently, in Cali, more than 100 tons of waste are produced daily, and only 6% manages to be reused. This factory will help turn a social problem into an environmental solution. Will not only give plastic a second chance, but also provide opportunities for many people society has discarded.
The factory will have 4 main pillars. The first one is social impact and psychological care. We will provide mothers, heads of households who have suffered domestic abuse with dignified jobs and the opportunity to have their children in their workplace. While they will be working in the recycling process or manufacturing, their children will have the possibility to learn arts and different skills for life in our educational room. Also, beyond the factory, we will help other women in vulnerable situations empower and get an income by selling clothes from our catalog magazine. The second pillar is to be a self-sustainable factory. Solar panels will be placed in the factory ceiling surroundings. This way, we will generate the electricity needed for the factory to function, and it would be enough to sell to other companies in the city.
Environmental and productive impact. We will transform polluting plastic into useful, profitable, and environmentally friendly products. Using PET fiber, through the collection and transformation of plastic into polyester fiber, we will manufacture fabrics for making t-shirts, uniforms, plush toys, blankets, and all kinds of essential household products. A single investment in creating the factory of love and smiles only involves buying the plot where it will be constructed, building the facilities and its solar power farm, purchasing machinery for operations inside and outside the factory, and having sufficient seed capital for buying initial supplies and sustaining payroll during the first year of the factory's life.
At the end of the first year, the factory will have gathered enough resources to be self-sustainable. From this point, it won't be an economic loss for the investors. The factory will generate enough income to be able to support other projects with social and environmental commitment. In this land, I picture a productive and self-sustainable building that produces its own electricity with its solar power plant. The factory will have 2 main zones.
At the back, the recycling plant will be located, featuring a warehouse area for plastic collection trucks, a machine area where bottles will be transformed into fabric, and a mid-zone connecting the recycling plant with the clothing factory.
Also, there will be a mixed zone where both the recycling and manufacturing process will gather. In the other zone, the clothes factory, Will be a store in the first floor to sell the products we create. Between them, there will be our clothes made with fabric from recycled fibers. We will have our own ecological brand that helps the environment. Our administrative offices will be located in the second and third floors. Our communication, sales, management, and marketing teams will be working there. Also, there will be a conference room where we will give our workers the opportunity to learn different skills to grow in their finances and careers. There will also be an educational room where our workers' children will be able to learn art and different skills in a safe environment near their mothers. In the fourth and fifth floor, I picture all the instruments needed for the factory, like sewing machines, textile cut tables, sublimation machines, and also a warehouse to store the raw materials. We want to create a place with no room for trauma and pain, a space especially designed for them to get the tools and opportunities to start a new life. Clearly, we are dreamers. We acknowledge that this is a huge project, but if we have achieved great things with that money, with your trust and support, we can make this dream come true. Help us create a self-sustainable factory of love and smiles.